right, so now what we can do is, the reason I'm going to ride with this string halter underneath here is I can get off my horse and tie him. I can take my rope and I can stow it like this. And I can tie a cavalry knot, which there's a video on that. Well, I'm not going to take a lot of time with that right now. But I tie my cavalry knot, okay, like this. And I can ride my horse stowing my rope just like that. Or you'll see us come like this sometimes. We're in a hurry, we'll take our rope like this, just come over our horn, like that, do it that way. Or you take your rope like this, and you double it, just like this, okay? You come to this back saddle ring right here, and you bring your loop up through, and you just butterfly your rope just like this. Okay. And you ride and you stow your rope like that, and you just ride that little halter up there, and if you get off and you need to lead him, you come up here like this, and you reach under here and grab that little knot and you lead your horse. And if you need to tie him, you get off your horse, you pull your tail out, pull it just like this, come up like this, put the rope up, this, tie him up. If you look at the old cavalry pictures and you look at guys that were really using horses like they're supposed to, they always had a side rope. You know, the old ranchers called it a get down rope. And you'll see guys riding around with their rope tucked in their belt like this. I mean, you can do that too. So when you get off your horse, you know, you've got your rope. You know, the old timers took things very seriously about the tenderness and the softness of a horse's mouth. And I think we should too. And if you see, if you do that, look at the softness that this horse has got, of his flexibility. And I'm just controlling him with the corners of his mouth and touching his tongue. I'm not giving, it's just the weight of that rein, okay? And so I can primarily guide this horse with my legs and my seat, and some with my hand. But I've really respected his mouth in a way that where when I signal him in his mouth, it means something. And if you take that approach, you're going to get somewhere. You're going to have a very special horse in the end. Horses, people say, are tough mouth. No, they're not tough mouth. They're tough minded, okay? Their riders are tough handed. And the horse is just trying to protect himself and take care of himself if he's being resistive in the bit. So, you know, everything I tell you leads back to our original work and some of our other videos on how to soften your horse. Watch that video, how to take a horse and soften his jaw like this. You know, I've done videos on all that stuff, and you know, if you're going to watch these videos, you can't start in the middle. You got to kind of start at the beginning, not the end, because everything you do with a horse builds up for something else. It's step by step, little thin layers. So how I advise you to ride your horses, if you're going to use your horses and trail ride and ride like we ride, which is a more usable, recreational, in the woods and doing all types of things. If you get on the obstacle course and you got to get off and lunge your horse a little bit through an obstacle, you got your rope right there. This is how I recommend you do it. It's like a 1/4 inch rope. You don't want the big thick rope if you can help it. You want the nice thin rope. This is one that I hand tied years ago, and it served me very well. The nice thing about this little halter here in rope also is you go home and put it in a wash machine, and it'll just wash up just as sparkly clean as the day it was new. And so I try to do that every week or two and keep my rope nice and clean. If not, it gets kind of funky, you know. So that's how I recommend you do it, and it's worked out well for us.